Hello everybody, I'm Ilia Laporev and welcome to my series Louis Feuillard Studies of the Young Cellist. Today's video we're gonna cover exercise or study number 12 and it's gonna be completely different than the other ones that I have made. Today we're gonna learn a new thing which are double stops. This is great, it's really great, I love double stops. Although it's a challenge to play it, in tune with a nice sound, but we're gonna do it step by step and I'm gonna tell you how to do it. I mean, on my way. Of course, there are other methods, to study double stops, but I'm gonna show you the one that I was taught back in the days. So before we continue with this video, I just want to warn to you that don't overplay this exercise, especially if you're a beginner and you're not really used at all with the double stops. Don't overdo it. If you feel that you have a weak left hand or not strong enough to do this kind of exercises, go back to the other videos, which is gonna be right here, the playlist of the other Feuillards, and do these in order, to get your hand stronger. Once it's stronger, come back to this exercise number 12. Well, for the rest, I have nothing to say, so let's go right into it. Yeah, so that's why I suggest to do other exercises before that in order to make your left hand stronger, because this one is quite challenging and tiring. But alright, anyway, now that I have played this exercise once through so you can hear how it sounds, we can go now step by step. So the first step that I would suggest to you guys to develop, first of all, the intonation is very important in double stops. It's important that you know exactly the right distances, the intervals, so that you know where your fingers has to go. So let's start voice per voice. So we have, as you see, we have two voices, right? We have a lower one and we have a higher one. Well, we're gonna do them separately first. So the first step would be this. So just play the underline. So everything in piano. Just to hear the upper line, the down line. With a beautiful sound. Again, piano, in order to hear everything good. With our good articulation. Anyway, everything. And so I'm not going to play the whole thing through, but you know what I mean. After when you did the down line, now you go with the upper line. So same thing, but upper line. With a nice legato. Good articulation, as you see on my left hand. This is important. when you get good articulation. This is gonna be in your favor when you're gonna play the double stops. So we did now the upper line. Now, so you heard how it sounds, both the voices. Now we're gonna do the same. So we start with a down melody, but we're gonna play as we would play the upper line. So I'm gonna show you. I'm not sure if I can explain right in words, but I'm gonna show you very slowly. What do I mean with that? So we play with the bow, we play the down note, but we already with the left hand played the upper. So we played as it would be double stops. So let's go ahead. Let me show you. See? This is a very good exercise to do. It's not easy, but you can clearly hear everything. Intonation-wise, sound. See, it's a little bit more tricky than the one before, than step one, right? So this you do with the down note. Now the same goes for the upper note. So we play the upper note with a bow, but we play also the low note, but without the sound. So it would be like this. See? This is difficult, this one. So you see, and so on, and the whole exercise through. I'm not going to play the thing. So as you see at the last two bars, so the penultimate, ultimate, and the first bar of the second line, we have this annoying one that we have the C note a couple of times, and then like this. So that's why it's important, you know, that we do this articulation, or else it's gonna sound really like muddy. No, we don't want this. We want clear. Of course, you can help a little bit with your bow. Once you're playing the double stops, of course, you can breathe, you know, like 1 millisecond in order, you know, to. But it's important that we hammer it. So don't become, you know, spaghetti with your fingers. Don't become like that, very active. So this is important. All right, once you did these two steps, why not to try to play now the double stops? And so these two steps that I showed you, do it a couple of times. Do it a couple of times until you really like memorize it. You know, the muscle memory. You know that the more you play, the more you repeat, the more you're gonna memorize it. And also, it's very important that you know exactly like which position. So it becomes like this, you know. So that's why it's gonna take a little bit of time. Be patient, please. This is not, you know, like, this is not a tutorial that it's gonna be like how to play double stops in 5 minutes. No, this, I'm gonna be realistic, it's gonna take a while. But you're gonna be really thankful afterwards, you know. It's gonna be worth it for the time that you were spending investing in this exercise. Because playing double stops, it's really nice. I love it. I just like it, you know. It's like you're playing, you know, different voices at once, and it just sounds nice on the cello, you know, very lyrical, and I don't know, I just like it. Anyways, So now let's go to the double stops, but let's do this slowly, but very slowly. And in piano, why? Why we need to always play in piano? I'm sure many of you know, but I'm sure that also many of you don't know. So for those that don't know why we have to play everything piano, is because we hear clearer also the intonation, and our ears are going to be able to hear everything, because there's a difference when you play so see, you know, there was 1 millimeter, you know, one thing that was wrong, so I could adjust, you know, because when you play piano, you have a focused sound, and you're gonna focus also on that sound. So you're gonna focus on the adjustments, because when you play forte, everything sounds blah, so you're not hearing anything. So that's why piano, and open your ears to 100%. And please, again, I have to tell you, ears are your best weapon. So really listen carefully. Like in the worst case, take a bath, take a shower, and really clean up your ears, because it's very important, you know, to hear everything. Because if you're gonna get used to it, you know, to practice the wrong intonation, then your ears are gonna be used to it. And when you play for yourself, it's gonna be like, oh, sounds fair enough, sounds great. But when you're gonna play for somebody else, it's gonna be like, no, it's gonna be really out of tune. So it's very important that you clean up the mess. So open your ears. All right, so we do it once very slowly, a couple of bars, and there we go. So there was my first note that went more or less. So what happened? Yes, this has something to do with left hand anticipation. So what does that mean, left hand anticipation? For those that are following my videos, they know, but for those that don't know, left hand anticipation is that you need to prepare your hand in advance, so you cannot play, you know, on the last moment everything. So let me show you an example of left hand anticipation, and another example where I'm not going to prepare my left hand, so no left hand anticipation. Let's go with the first example, the right one. So check out my first finger, where it's going. So we play the first chord. And where's my first finger? It's ready to play the next one. Have you seen it? So one more time. So I play the first chord, and on the moment I play the first chord, my first finger is ready to So this is left hand anticipation. Now I'm gonna do no left hand anticipation. So it will be like this. Yeah, big difference, right? Totally different. The intonation is completely, you know, went down totally, so that's why it's important. Right, now we have a very annoying chord here, a very annoying double stop, which is the fifths. So the second bar, first note of the second bar, it's a fifth. That's really a pain in the butt. Yesterday I was practicing this exercise, and the fifth was like that, so I had to press my pinky that way. So that way. Today, for fun, it's gonna be like this. So it's totally opposite. Yes, it was like this. Today is like this. Wow, why? Don't ask me this. This just happens. I don't know what it is. My cello it's perfectly tuned, normally tuned. So I don't understand it. Anyway, so it can happen day by day. You know that once you have to do like this, other time you have to do like that. So try to find it. So okay, as today my finger is like this, so this is a very annoying position, you know, when you need to use your pinky and all the force, you know, to do like this, because if it would be like that, it's okay, it's not that tiring, because you can help with your middle finger, with your ring finger, you can push together, so you put up the pinky and it gives a support. Here not, here it's really difficult. So today, before starting to record this video, I was like, oh no, this is really annoying. But okay, I'm one of these guys, you know, that discover quickly things. So I discovered. So it's practically almost impossible to play this one. It is possible, but you need to know what to do. First of all, again, play other exercises, you know, invest time in your left hand, make it strong, because if you don't have a strong left hand, this is gonna be difficult to do this one. So do it before we continue with this one. So with the pink, what I do, so I really like put my pink on all the strings, and the pressure, I don't press really that part of the pink, I press already from this, so it's really like, actually the ring finger helps together. I mean automatic, it's not that I help, but it goes automatic, so really. So, and I lift these two fingers. Or you can also, I lift, I do it. Other people might, maybe for most of you, this would be better. But let's see what happens before. So we have, okay, yeah, let's say, okay, I said I lift them up, but you guys, you can hold all the fingers on the fingerboard, so that's no problem. And maybe with your elbow, like go a little bit more down. So really go down with your elbow. So don't hold the elbow like this, because this is gonna be even more difficult, because if you put your elbow down, it's gonna have the weight, so it's gonna feel more heavy, and then you're gonna give that heaviness to the finger. So this is good, so you get support. So it's possible, but it's gonna hurt faster, like this now. But then we have the next step. We need to prepare the next note, the next chord. So before we really we give all the force on this one, and look what happens. So don't do this. Not on the last one. So left hand anticipation, and this for everything, for the whole thing of the exercise. So one more time from the beginning with this left hand anticipation. So ready. Here you can take a breath. Yeah, this. So you can take a breath. So you don't need to really to slur it, not like this. No, you can do like this in order to prepare your left hand. So this is all fine. Aha. Now this is an annoying one. So from the 6th we go to the 5th. So we need to jump. I have one trick for this. So when we are in bar 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so the 5th bar of the first line going to the 6th bar, so going to the last measure of the first line, this is an annoying one. So we need to jump, and we need to hit the right 5th. So again we have the, so see here we have like this. So the previous one was like that, now it's like this. So this is really annoying. Anyways, I have a trick to do this good and with a great connection. I don't jump actually. I kind of jump, but look what I do with the right bow. So as you see, I press both the chord, both the strings, but near the end, I go to the lower. See? Yeah, okay. It got a little bit out of tune now, but anyway, it doesn't matter. I mean, it does matter, of course, if you're tuned or not, but okay, I played the whole exercise through already, so it's now just going to show you quickly, but please be tuned for this one. So near the ending, I hit only the lower string and I release the sound of the upper string. So this is a good trick to do. So same here. See? So you can do that sometimes. Don't do it every time, but like in situations that are very annoying, you can do it. It's no problem. It's really, people are gonna forgive you for that. I forgive you. I do it. So why you don't do it? And it sounds completely fair enough, good, you know. So do it, please. All right. So that would be for the first part of the exercise. So the first two lines. Now the third and the fourth line, where we have already the quarter notes and we have more legato things. This can be also a little bit tricky. So again, same way of practicing. What you can do, maybe first take the first, how do you say, the first and the third beat. So that means the longer notes. This one. So so that you perfectly know that, this is a variation actually. So this is exactly the same chord as from the beginning of the exercise. Just so you remember. The only thing is that it just changes a little bit. It adds, you know, other notes. So we have this. Everything in piano, exactly the same way of practice than the first two lines that I showed. Of course, articulation here is crucial. Not only here in these two last lines, but in the whole thing. So don't be really like muddy, as I explained before, because the rest is gonna sound like this. No. It's like, you know, you're playing the piano. Pom, 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 pom. Like that, so really. See? Okay, it's not everywhere that you can hammer that, but be active, don't be sleepy in your fingers. And of course, from the third and the fourth line, if you want to play this, you know, more musical and stuff, so it's nice to do it separately. So you take the quarter notes and you play a. So make a nice line with it. And by the way, if you play this, you know, with a nice musical approach, and if you're doing some directions, this is actually gonna also help you to make this exercise go fluent. So let me show you an example of playing this musical and another example of playing non-musical, stupidly. Let's go with the musical one. The anti-musical. Anyway, I'm not even able, I don't even want to play until the end because it just demotivates me. So put that in your mind. When you play this, when you approach this musically, even if it's out of tune, don't worry, but please play this musically because it's already an exercise that we need patience. And if we're gonna play this stupidly, then we don't want to play this anymore. It's gonna be just, you know, going worse and worse and worse. So always, you know, try to play it musically, even if it's out of tune, even if the sound is not 100%, if it's not the sound that you wish, it's gonna come. Anyway, so play this musical, the whole thing. And you're gonna see how fluent this is gonna work for you. So yeah, that's practically it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. And well, okay, what I just shared with you were my approaches of how to practice on double stops. Of course, there are many other ways to practice double stops, maybe even better, maybe worse, I don't know. Anyways, but I'm very glad I shared this with you, my way of thinking on double stops and about this musical line, musical phrase in general, which is extremely important, you know, even if it's exercise to play it musically, you know, because it's just for psychology, it's just only for that. Because if we play really like stupid, I mean, and everything sounds like shit actually, and then we just gonna feel not motivated. You know, the way we play is gonna affect us mentally. So always, you know, heads up, you know, and try to do the best you can. Always, you know, try as it would be in a concert hall that you're playing, you know. So it's very important to approach it that way. At least for me, it's like this. All right, so today we did this. I hope you enjoyed and I hope you found it useful also. Try this way of practicing the double stops and, well, let me know if it's helping you out. It helped me for sure a lot, and well, my students as well. Next video, we're gonna cover number 13, which is the study for the change of place of the left hand, the first and the fourth position. So again, this is gonna be a new one. Today was the first thing that we would learn, a new thing, which is double stops. Next one is position changing. So yay, this is gonna be excellent. And I was taking a sneak peek into further exercise, and guys, I can just say this is gonna be awesome. I'm sure when we did all this book, I hope, because there are 60 exercises and we just did the number 12, if we guys do together all of the 60 exercises, Jesus Christ, I'm sure you guys are going to be really like, you're going to be so thankful to Feuillard about like how you make progress, and this on YouTube, you know. So because the ideal is, of course, to have a teacher, you know, to give you orientations and stuff. But I'm sure that my videos are helping some people out. I hope most of you. Anyways, we'll see us next time. Have a great day, and see you in the next lesson. Bye.